happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another review. Today's review, we're taking a look at the brand new Soundcore Liberty 4 NC. Now, this is kind of a weird-ish release because these are on the border of mid-range, but they've got a lot here that I have to say, even before I start this review, this is the most packed I've ever seen a headphone in terms of features, in terms of a lot of things. So there's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to try to make this video quick and straight to the point. But real quickly, guys, I just want to take this moment. There have been a lot of things going on in my personal life that has affected me mentally. No, this is not another one of those George Kronos stupid situations. This is an actual personal thing. So I've taken a few steps back on YouTube, and I'm slowly getting back into it. And I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate all your thoughts and all the kind words that were expressed to me over the week. Thank you guys once again for that. And I just cannot express my gratitude for all of my subscribers and future subscribers to come. Now we got that out of the way, let's start the review. So the Soundcore Liberty 4 NC is a very, very interesting pair of headphones because they ultimately are part of the premium flagship lineup, which is the Liberty series, but they don't have that, quote, premium tech. Now, the Liberty series has been known for all about the quality. Well, these ones, I have a few things I want to talk about. Now, first thing to talk about is the design. Now, the design of these headphones are very, very similar to what I would consider the Liberty Air 2 NC, with the charging case being a matte finish. I opted for the navy blue. It also has a physical button on the front, which if you press, well, if you give it a good press, it spring loads and opens the charging case, so that way you can access your earbuds. They have light indicators on the inside. It also acts as a pairing button as well. When you close the lid in the back, you have a wireless charger, which is very, very good. And then at the bottom, you have a USB-C charger for fast charging. Now, the earbuds themselves, they are a little bit on the bulky side because they're not using the most premium of builds. They're pretty much very similar to what the in-ear design headphones have been on the market, with a few different tweaks. For starters, they are using the same design as the Liberty 4 with the ear tips, but instead of having that ear tip design, that air cushion design, it's a simple gel and it's very, very grippy, and I actually prefer this type than the Liberty 4, and I will be making comparisons back and forth. On top of that, the earbuds themselves, while they are on the bulky side, they do make up for it in terms of gestures. Instead of having to squeeze, you could use physical gestures to tap, hold, and things like that, which we'll get to in a moment. And then lastly, inside of them is, of course, an 11mm driver, but they do retain a nice minimalistic design, but they don't feel as minimal as I'm used to, but they're not the bulkiest either. They're just right where they need to be. So when it comes to the design and the overall presentation, it's not bad. It's your standard in-ear buds, but with a little bit of a Soundcore flair. Now let's get to the specs, because this thing is loaded with specs. So I'm gonna try to do this as detailed as possible without going on for too long. For starters, these things have LDAC support. For a mid-range headphone, which we'll get to the price later, LDAC support is there. That's number one. Number two, you get 10 hours of battery life in these earbuds. You heard that correct. 10 hours. Now, if you toggle ANC and others off, you'll probably get around maybe 7-8 hours, maybe even a little bit, but still, 10 hours is incredible. And if you use the charging case, you will get 50 hours total. So you get 4 full charges, but 50 hours built in. That is insane. On top of that, it is rocking Bluetooth 5.3. As I said before, it does have fast charging and wireless charging support. And then the last thing to talk about, of course, the main feature of these is the active noise canceling, which we're gonna make in just a second. But it also has its own features because it is not only an adaptive active noise canceling, but it is an active noise canceling that is also featured on the Space A40 and A45 with a noise canceling that reduces the environment by 98.5%, which we'll discuss in just a moment. But overall, with the specs and the details, and also, as I said, with the design, it has an 11mm driver. It's your typical Soundcore build, but the battery life is really where it strides, and that is incredible. Let's talk about the active noise canceling. The active noise canceling is the highlight of these earbuds because this is some of the best active noise canceling that Soundcore has in their arsenal. And I'm so glad that this technology, this adaptive noise canceling, whatever this system that they're using, is now making its way over to the Liberty series. It was again present in the Space series, and now it's in the Liberty series. And I gotta tell you, for a pair of earbuds in this caliber, they, in my opinion, are the only ones that I have tested in the last few reviews that I think can go toe-to-toe with the AirPod Pros. Sure, the AirPod Pros have a few advantages here and there, but these things come really, really close. It's almost scary close how these things come. And this isn't like previous Soundcore headphones in comparison to the Liberty 4 as well. The Liberty 4 was also very good, but this is even better. And on top of that, the transparency is also a lot better. It's a lot more open. You can hear vocals stand out more. It allows for more ambience. While I would argue that the Liberty 4 transparency is a little bit more on the subtle side, it is also a little bit more cleaner. But again, the Liberty 4 NC makes up for all of that. And I gotta tell you guys, it is a very, very unique experience when you put them in and you turn that noise canceling on. And the fact that in the app you can adapt to it, it scan the environment, you could do it manually, it is incredible. So overall, the active noise canceling transparency, this is the most top-notch we've seen it and more. Now of course comes the sound quality, and you know in all my reviews, I try to give you the best sound quality as possible, so put your headphones in, here's what they sound like. This is a microphone test of the Soundcore Liberty 4 NC. This is what it sounds like in a regular world environment. Just want to get you guys' thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you think of the microphone quality? Now, the sound quality isn't something that I'm going to rave about because this is the same sound signature that I've heard from the Space A40 and also similar earbuds in Soundcore's lineup. Essentially, it is the V shape that we are accustomed to, where your low and high ends are nicely emphasized and your mid end is nicely subtle in there. But because it's not rocking a dual driver setup like the Liberty 4, there is a more emphasis on the bass, but the bass is actually very crisp and very, very clean. I actually really like the bass on this particular model in comparison to the previous ones. The high range is also there, the treble is there, but it gets a little bit kind of lost in translation. The Liberty 4 has the edge for the better sound because it's more fine-tuned, more robust, and definitely is more on the treble side. But the Liberty 4 NC is very, very good when it comes to the sound quality. I don't really have much to say here because it is essentially the same sound quality we've heard from several other pairs, but it's good to know that they didn't give up on that end in favor of the features and things we're going to talk about next. So overall, when it comes to sound quality, and again, it has LDAC support, so if you're using Android, you're going to get even better quality. So overall, pretty good. Now we get to the app. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I have been reviewing Soundcore earbuds, and I have never seen an app that has given so much features to their earbuds, but this might possibly be the best that a headphone has in terms of features, in terms of other things. Sure, there are a few differences with the Liberty 4, but the Liberty 4 NC really gives you everything that we have wanted from Soundcore. For starters, you get your EQs, your custom EQs, you also get Hear ID. On top of that, you get a surround sound hookup. Now, it's not exactly like the Liberty 4 where you get the full gyroscope where you turn your head, but it just basically gives it a feeling of 3D audio, but I would argue it's just a feature, not really a necessity in that case, so you can kind of live without it. But on top of that, you also then get a nice array of controls, which is a fully complete set of controls. You have single tap, double tap, triple tap, press and hold. You actually have the whole setup right there. There's no waiting for an update to add more. It's right there, ready to go. That is a huge positive. On top of that, in the settings themselves, you can customize the transparency, you can customize the ANC, You could turn it off if you please. You also get your firmware updates, but they also give you even more features like overcompensating. If one side is leaking from the active noise canceling, it'll push more sound in there. Then you also get Find My Earbuds, a feature that is not even on the Liberty 4. This feature isn't even on most of their expensive earbuds. The fact that they're getting them on now is insane. And then lastly, the last thing to talk about, the thing that really sets it over the edge, is the abundance of things you can do with these earbuds. And also, again, with the integration with Android, with high-res settings. I could go on, but overall, this is the best I've ever seen the app support for a Soundcore headphone. I'm just surprised it took them this long, but this thing feels so complete from the moment it's out of the box and when you download that app. That is incredible. So overall, what do I think of the Liberty 4 NC? Well, listen guys, I'm not going to go on the hype bandwagon and say these are the best earbuds, but for $100, these things are pretty close to where I would say you're probably not gonna find a lot of other headphones offering this kind of value. Sure, the sound quality is good. It's not something to go crazy over, in my opinion. It's similar to what I've already said we've heard, but the fact that this thing is so full of features, the ANC is on the level of AirPods Pro, the battery life is incredible, the versatility is incredible. There are so much positives that I am still struggling to even find negatives. I can't even find negatives. That's how good these headphones are. The fact that the positives outweigh the negatives, the only negatives that I have been able to find is the microphone quality, and that's it. Other than that, these things, I really can't complain. I don't want to sound like I'm buying into the hype, but guys, these are an incredible pair of headphones that offers so much for so little. And the fact that this is in the Liberty series is crazy. But my only complaint that I also have too, besides that, is why weren't these the Liberty 4? Why did they make the Liberty 4 with that heart detection and the gyroscope? Because now you have another pair of earbuds that kind of coincides with each other. I know you're trying to cater to the mid-range people, but these things do a very good job. These should have been just the Liberty 4, and then you reserve all those other features for the Liberty 4 Pro. I just feel like it's weird because of the timing and because of the lineup, but overall, guys, these are an incredible pair of earbuds, and despite my complaints and despite the few things that I've said, I really am struggling to find some negatives here. This feels like a good throwback to what Soundcore was back in the day when they were first starting, and I'm really, really satisfied with this purchase. And for $100, there's no question. They are absolutely worth it. You're getting more bang for your buck, and you're getting something that I don't even think headphones can offer. And it even offers dual connection. There are so many things I could go on and on about, but I don't want to keep this video going any longer. So overall, hell yeah. Get yourself a pair of these if you don't have any headphones, or if you're even in the Liberty 4. Although I would argue Liberty 4 users, you could kind of make the case not to get it, but that's your call at the end of the day. So that's it for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my views as well. Again, guys, I didn't want to just talk about the positives. I didn't want to go into too much, but there were a lot of good stuff to talk about, and very few negatives in my opinion. But overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, take care, stay safe, and peace!